Hello everybody, my name's Atley. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to SnowRunner. This is my hard mode playthrough. And we are in the Big Salmon Peak garage. And it is 7 o'clock in the morning, so let's get on with it. Daylight's wasting. I'm recording this straight after the last one because I'm too excited not to carry on. I've got time to record today, so I'm going to record 2 episodes back to back. And the reason I'm excited is, as I said at the end of the last episode, I am going to bring through the Zix 605R that we previously unlocked on a special expedition, and I'm going to use it in Big Salmon Peak. Well, more accurately, I'm going to use it in Flooded Foothills. So we're going to deploy it from a Muir and use it for a contract. So the contract, I think, let's just activate the correct contract. We're going to do mountaintop delivery with it, and really it's a bit of an excuse to use it because the Tatra Force is more than capable of it, but the Tatra Force has run out of fuel up at the gold mine, so I figure, why don't we use this truck? Can't remember if I've put a high saddle on it already. Yeah, so high saddles on it, spare wheel. So roof supplies and spare wheel should be full of fuel, but the main tank's probably not. And then I had a comment from somebody saying put the smallest engine, stock engine, back in it, because you don't need the power of the 530T. With this stock engine, it will be more than capable of doing the job, and it's more fuel efficient. So I'm going to do that. I'm obviously not going to sell the 530 because I'll either find another truck to put it in or decide that for me it's better to put it back in this one. But I am going to give this this is a fairly challenging delivery, so therefore this will be a good test of that concept of, can it cope with the stock engine, because fuel efficiency is important, right? So we're going to give it a go, and we're going to drive it through. I'll have to fill it up. How much fuel has it got in it? Yeah, so I'll fill up how much I can from the Paystar 5600 TS, which is parked around the corner here, and then we're going to drive this through to Flooded Foothills, take it to the high saddle trailer at the railway station, and then take that trailer up to the gold mine, and in the process chuck a bit of fuel in. Let's just double check that I am full on my other. My roof is full, my spare wheel is full. Paystar into here, not going to be enough, so let's jump into the Paystar. I didn't ask you to start your engine, to be frank. I did not do that. Refuel. So my fuel tank into the Zix, and then I may as well put back into the Paystar. And that's my expanded fuel tank is almost empty now. I'm trying to turn this engine off, but it keeps turning itself back on again. Got a problem with my wheel, haven't I? Let's just make sure that Paystar's not running. No, it's not. I don't want to just let it sit there wasting fuel. Right. So, always on. All-wheel drive, always on. Diff lock. Absolute beast of a truck. Let's go and do some high saddle work with it. The beauty, isn't it? Let's have a look at the cab view. It's a very primitive cab. It's not a fancy new modern truck at all. At night you can't see anything here. There's no illumination of any of these dials at all. But for what it does, it's a beast. Now I'm going to drive the long route up the road. I'm not going to take the shortcut I've been using in the last 2 episodes because I think that large semi-trailer would just bottom out on some of the steeper, bumpier bits of terrain that I'm dealing with. Just whack it straight into height. It's got the advanced special gearbox in it, so it'll cruise along fairly well. Oh, it's nice to be driving it. I drove it to do the recovery of, or the unlock of the as-of active suspension, 73210 active suspension. But this will be the first cargo delivery with a big trailer that I do with it. So I'm looking forward to this. And with regards to the engine, I do tend, I know, the default to just putting the biggest engine in on the sort of somewhat loose logic that speed equals fuel efficient. Litres per minute multiplied by minutes, and the less minutes, the less litres. So that's the way my brain works on some of this stuff, but yeah, I am fully aware that maybe not the most fuel efficient option. Welcome to Yukon, big Zix 605R beast. Is it the Smoky Dragon or something? I was told it was called Dragon something because of the smoke and fire that belches out of its exhausts. Yeah, let's go up this way this time. Through the trees. Right. Trailer is around this corner. And I've done this once with a collab on my campaign save just to see how I like the collabs. I do like the collabs. But I didn't buy one because by doing a couple of special expeditions, I knew I could get this plus the Tatra Force for free. So I chose not to buy a collab. Hope it clears that spare wheel. Wouldn't have let me attach if it wouldn't have worked, but that's pretty tight to the spare wheel, isn't it? Right, so we've got to take this up to the gold mine. So I'm not going to bother plotting a route, but I'll show you the route I'm going to use. It's basically the way I did my first delivery on this save 2 episodes ago, up to the gold mine. And I'm not going to use the shortcut that I've used in the last few episodes because I just don't fancy some of this twisty stuff with that big trailer. I think the longer route with more gentle inclines is more sensible for this cargo. But now I'm going to clear that route because I know it well enough. But that's the route I'm going to be taking. And it's daylight, so let's get on with it. This cargo did look good on the back of a collab. The collabs are physically bigger, quite a lot bigger than this. But this is not only free, but I think generally rated as better. Certainly more versatile in terms of its fuel and other add-ons that it can take. Stick it in low high. That feels like that's locked into a steering position. Wasn't letting me turn the truck. I was worried a bit about the spare wheel add-on being caught against the trailer and limited my turning circle. So I think it's fairly clear that this is going to be the undisputed king of mud for this type of cargo. It's just how it performs on other types of terrain. Sounds good. What's its horn like? Oh, that's satisfying, isn't it? Should have its beacons on really, but I don't know how to turn them on. Pulled that through, no problem. Seems to be resisting steering inputs. I don't think it is that add-on though. I think it's just... It might be the wheels hitting the trailer. Because it's got that swinging arm rear suspension. I've gone too tight to the edge of the bridge, but because I was looking at the suspension, but at some points it seems like it's resisting my steering inputs, and I think it's because the rearmost axle is swinging up on its swinging arm and hitting the trailer and holding me in a certain lock. Has it got one of those swinging arms on the front, just out of interest? Looks like the front two axles are independent suspension, and then the rear axle is that swinging arm beam. Let's refuel. Jump into the Kodiak to do a full refuel. Why wouldn't I when I'm here? Right, so we are getting to the point that the last lot of fuel that I brought from Michigan, starting to run out a little bit. Sure, I know where I'm going, but it's just it's more than anything, it's to make sure that I don't zig when I should have zagged. Because you guys know that I do that a lot. Thanks, Kodiak. See you later, mate. So left turn up here. Yeah, so my rearmost axle now on that truck is off the ground, look. As we pull through that, that's why I didn't want to go up the other shortcut. Because it's got more extreme changes in terrain. Would it cope with high? No, didn't think so. Have a look. Right now. It's quite funny how it resists the steering input and then suddenly frees up. Keeps you on your toes. And this saddle is nowhere near as high as a Kolob, so therefore the trailer has more chance of bellying out. Muddy bit. Come through all of that in high so far. There we go, stalling. So that's where, like, the engine choice has to make a bit of a difference, right? I've put the smaller engine in and it is coping with it, but in certain places it's requiring me to go into low, whereas the bigger engine might have let me trundle through in high. So yeah, it's, some of it is going to be personal play style, right? I am a slow and plodding driver. I'm happy to be a slow and plodding driver, but at the same time, if the truck can cope with it, I only ever use the off-road gearbox. I never put, or whatever the equivalent is, the best one that gives me 3 gears in low. That's in low, high, and needed a bit of winch help. That's now in low, medium, and stopped. Is that an engine torque issue? Trouble is, I'm not going to be doing this cargo again because it's a unique trip. So I can't put the other engine back in and compare it. This is the bit that I'm told isn't as icy as it looks. So that's why I'm doing this with this truck with muds on. We're still in low high at the moment. See, that is not steering. I'm on a full lock there, and eventually it came round, but that was basically going up the hill in a straight line. But we got past the bit that I was worried about as an icy hill. Now we're pretty much mud all the way, which is going to be easier. I like the way the rear wheels do articulate, the way they move up and down is pretty cool. And I'm not sure it is them that's causing me to sometimes not have a good strong steering signal. I think there's something else going on. Easy though, isn't it? It's not really struggling. It's this particular bit that I was a bit concerned about trying to come over that. I think I could have pulled it up to this point, no problem. But getting that semi-trailer over that hump and sharp left-hand bend in the process with no trees conveniently nearby. That's why I decided to do the longer route. Bellied out a little bit on that hump, but and just grunted its way through it. So this is going to be a one-off delivery, and this contract will complete as soon as we drag this trailer into the box. So we'll also get a nice little cash injection. Can't remember how much this one is. $10,000. Right, now the process will finally pick up the pace. Thank you for your help. I'm sure it was quite the challenge to get it here. Here's what you're due, $10,000. You're welcome, mate. No bother. Now, boss. Let's stop messing about. Let's get some fuel. Let's get this delivered. I'll stick 200 out of my trunk. And then I'll just brute force you back into the box, mate. I'll park this here for a minute because I'm not going to use it for anything else right away. It's got enough fuel to get itself back down again. Good job, Zix. Force, cargo. Maybe I need to activate the thing. And I think after the old mine, I'm probably going to do the ore sorter next because it's another. It's like feels like that would be breaking the back of the map then, and then it'll just be a case of running around and doing tasks and logging, and we'll be nearly done. Right, bricks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need 4 more lots of bricks. And I can get them here and here. So I think I'm going to come to here, down through, and then there's a different trail that I've kind of looked at and not gone down before. So that's down there. Get those loaded up, and then it'll be down this one. I'm just not sure whether it's worth doing that as 2 trips without a trailer, or whether it's worth dragging the trailer around. I need to get back to the Kodiak for fuel. I think I'll take the trailer and we'll do it in one loop overall. I think that'll be less fuel than doing 2 trips. Leave the Zix there for a minute. may end up putting the big crane on the Zix and then you move it to the cabin zones and have it do that job for me. But as I said before, I also think it would be a pretty solid choice to do the contest, because it's just deep muddy water type of contest. So the strength in that type of terrain of the Zix might outweigh the lack of speed relative to the top end speed of a Scout. Assuming I'm successful in getting these 4 lots of bricks, the next job would be the cabins, to the cabin zone. Got the trailer. Cargo bricks onto the loading platform. Get these on the trailer. Reattach and carry on. Okay, that's a little bit of a uncomfortable rocky gully. Got me by surprise a little bit. Bit of a trial for that trailer to not lose its bricks, please. Swamp. Never been down this bit of the map before. Oh, maybe I did. Did I come through here with a Tatterin? Maybe this is where I forded the Tatterin. Nearly drowned it getting off that mud onto this bit of rock. Right, so we'll just keep it simple, stick these 2 in the right, obviously via the loaded platform. So now it's a little bit of a race for fuel. 20% of a tank. Down here, pick up the road. Kodiak is right there. Not got a massive amount of fuel in it, but it should have enough if I can get to it to get me back up to the gold mine. This Force is a beast, isn't it? It is my favourite truck now. Pretty sure I would count it as my favourite truck. because I can complain about that red ramp flatbed trailer, but it's not really causing it any problems. To be fair, the things I've got had it do in the last 3 episodes with 6 slots of cargo on have been impressive in my opinion. Engine off. So what I'm looking at doing first is fill my roof rack up. So I can take all of that out of there and then jump into the Chevy Kodiak and not enough in the fuel tank left to fill that up. And I've only got 40 litres left in the Kodiak. To be fair though, if I'm taking it anywhere, I'm going to be dragging it. I don't think I'm going to be driving it. But that is me pretty low on fuel. Problem for future outlay. So we're just going to hang a left, go up the route we've done before, and into gold mines. With what should be the last bricks needed, and then it's just cabin zone. And what I'll do for that, I think, is leave the trailer up on top of the hill. And run the force with its crane down to the cabin zone. And then have a go at driving the twin steer around. Good test of my driving capabilities, getting that twin steer there. Because as has been pointed out in comments, it's more a skill problem than a truck problem. We'll see, right? If I roll it over, I'll curse and blame the truck. If it goes beautifully, I'll say, what a good driver that was. No, I think I like to think I'm a little bit fairer than that. I think I only curse trucks when it is a truck problem. I'm pretty sure I get angry at myself more than I get angry at trucks. See if this can climb in high. It was faster when it was doing it in low with the diff lock. And I know that I am chewing through the fuel, and that is, again, driver. Every time I try to drop out of all-wheel drive, I end up just going so slow that I burn more fuel, in my opinion. So I am guzzling the gas to do this. Beautiful. And the funny thing is, as you know, 3 episodes worth of work is only the first half of reinvigorating this mine. Whole nother phase. Here we go. Last fall, lots of bricks. That is that delivery zone done. And then from a task perspective, it needs... So it needs the cabins taken there. Question is, they're currently in Big Salmon Peak. How do I get them to there? What's my route, people? Because I could drive up to the mine and then down that same thing and into the cabin zone. That is a possibility. Or I can drive around. And is my thinking on that being affected by the fact that they're on the Tipsteer at the moment? What do I think is the best route to try and do in the Tipsteer? I'm going to give this a go. I'm going to drive. I think it'll be interesting. So I'm going to drive the Tipsteer. Not got much fuel left, mind. And I haven't got much fuel left anywhere now. I want to take these chains off and put muds on it. Can I with cargo on? I'm not sure actually. I guess you can, because you can go in there with a fuel add-on that's full of fuel. Can I go in the garage with cargo on? Yeah, that's funny, isn't it? Bringing it in with cargo. Does that mean you could, if you retain it, could you retain it and deploy that cargo on another map? Like if I'm going somewhere that I know needs metal beams, I'm going there anyway with a truck. Could I take that truck with that cargo? Right, tires. So I've got those MHS ones. But I've been quite liking these, haven't I? For comparison purposes, let's try these because they're free. I'm going to have a problem for fuel. I might take a bit out of the Azov on the basis that I think I'll have to come back here with fuel anyway. Azov hasn't got much. No, I don't want to do that. Alright, okay. The Paystar just needs enough to get around to the Scout fuel carrier in Michigan. So let's take what I can out of the Paystar. Yeah, that'll do. Paystar can refuel itself from that. Tipsteer is now full. Let's go. So remind myself, this is engageable. And until recently, in terms of the game, didn't have an option to engage. It's a fairly recent addition that they added the engageable all-wheel drive. This was it was kind of considered to be reasonably capable in the right hands, even without engageable. Let's see. And I think I am going to take the route of going up to the mine. And down that descent to the cabin zone. And because I'm on this side of it, I may as well go the road route. Take your route. I've got to learn to drive this thing. I'll tip it over. Because it's a funny truck, right? I don't love it, but I love the idea of it. And I may grow to love it if I drive it and learn its capabilities better. But I have to be more kind of aware of the terrain ahead of me. So these are mud tyres rather than the OHS, because I'm not going to be just buying OHSs for every truck. It's too expensive a hobby. Get the all-wheel drive off, all-wheel drive on, get a bit of movement, turn it off again. Flying up there, right? No traction issues at all. I think part of it is the long distance between the two front axles and the two rears increases the chance that something is going to be in traction. Opportunity. Pick another one when I get out in the sun. Realised after I did it that I was just in the shade. How about that for a screenshot? That'll do. I think that's the thumbnail. And let's get on with the delivery. Might not actually get the delivery done. We'll see how we do. I've got to get down to the cabin zone safely. And then I've got to get down to the cabin zone with the force safely. And then I've got to manipulate two cabins, which is not my favourite thing in the world to do. Become a bit of a truck stop up here, isn't it? Should I tow the force with me? Don't want the trailer. But maybe I should tow the force with me. Because I do need its crane. Wrong one. But if it becomes cumbersome, I am going to leave it behind and then come and get it on a separate run. Certainly not towing the twin steer. I've learned that lesson. No thank you, sir. I'll see about bringing the force with me. Be sure it'll need its engine on, but we'll drive the more fragile truck and we'll let the force be our towed support. Now the question is, where do I drop down? Because I quite liked the way I came up here in the last episode, where there's only one steep bit, which is this bit I'm coming to, and you're basically on a more gentle gradient down, I think. Is it here? Hang on, Matt. Yeah, I think so. So basically here, wheel and mouse interfering with each other. Something like that. Seems a bit less treacherous. Looks alright from here, doesn't it? This angle. Looks easy. Let's do it. Do it. I felt I need to have a safety line on then. No. I had a safety line and I let go of it because I thought I was far enough forward. No. I honestly thought I was far enough forward. I thought I was past the worst of the camber and move forward a bit. This is a fuel challenge more than anything now, really. How am I going to get the right angle to pull it back up? That's not the truck's fault, by the way. I am going to freely admit that that was driver error. No, that's not. Why on earth? I wasn't even in the menu to cause that to happen. Try and get that back on its wheels. Brake on, engine off. Got to reload the bloody cabins, haven't I? Oh. I honestly thought I was far enough then. Oh, one of them's gone way down the hill, look. Oh my word. Let's try. I must have hit a rock. I thought I was past the worst of it. I must have had one of these rocks underneath me. How the hell am I going to get the other one all the way down there? Right, so that'll pack for what it's worth. Question is, how the heck do I get back and manage to get that other one? I'll maybe wedge myself on a tree a bit. Will the crane reach it from there? Am I going to need the big crane? Or do I just craft another cabin up? I don't know about this, guys. Oh, it won't reach from there. What's the terrain like here? Have a look at the map. Right. let's see if I can drive this one down on its own. And I feel like I've gone the wrong way. But how bad is my recovery? Let's see about driving this one down. I don't feel like this is the route that I used before, but maybe it was just because I was in the force and it was easy. Maybe I went up there last time. Maybe, yeah, I think I did. So I think this time I've actually come down onto this ledge a bit earlier than I had last time. That's maybe why the terrain has caught me out so badly. Tell you what, this could do with active suspension to be able to lower it, couldn't it? No. Oh my days. Definitely my fault. But else at the same time, this is definitely not a truck to take through tippy terrain. And I already know the comments that'll be coming. Yeah, your fault. You need to learn to drive. So, right. In that case, that does change what... So what I was going to do is, if I'd have managed to get that... I didn't even get it close, look. If I managed to get that a bit further, I might have just gone downhill with the force. Pushed this box all the way down the bottom, loaded it into the force, and met the twin steer at the thing. But no, I am going to need to go and get both cabins. I'm putting myself in a lot of danger here for this. Stop. Handbrake. Try to stop, please. Crane. Dangerous place to do the crane. Question really is going to be, if I attach it, obviously I'll put it in the back of this truck, but can I then reverse out? Quite a steep place, isn't it? I want my trailer. I suppose getting the Zix to bring the trailer might be sensible. So it won't pack because it's not quite in. I thought that would be close enough to pack. I might need to be on the flat to be able to do any more with it than that. Get it into reverse, make sure the diff lock and all-wheel drive are on, get myself a safety line on a tree, gun it and reverse it. Now it'll pack, because it's jiggled enough and I'm level enough to let it pack. I wonder if I'm better off just reversing out, because I'm not that far off. And go down the other route that I'd used previously. Probably going to need a fuel rescue before long. I've got fuel in my roof rack still, but look at how beaten up the jerry cans are on the back of the roof rack. That's funny. This thing needs a repair and probably deserves a repair. £5 though. It costs £5 to buy some new jerry cans, mate. So 2 problems. How do I get the twin steer back on its wheels? Don't go over that. Don't give me a third problem. Stamping the brake. I was trying to turn. I wasn't trying to tip. I was trying to get an angle that'll let me pull side on to that twin steer. I was trying to go off the cliff. It goes on its side is the first step. Or just roll it over some more. Oh my days. That's not a good position. That is not a good position. It almost needs to roll onto its wheels forwards now. But I am not going down onto those rocks with this truck. Maybe the 6. Maybe I'll just take down the one that I've got loaded. I'll worry about the Western Star is a different problem to the cabins. Maybe I'll get the cabin delivered. Come back, get the other cabin delivered. And have a bit of a thing. Because there's a flat spot that side, but I just can't see how to get to it. Almost looks like that would be like a snaking rocky road. Oh, doesn't it? I wonder if that's what that's meant to be. And if that is what was mentioned in comments, and apologies because I haven't understood. But I don't think it's a big truck snaking road. That might be something that a scout with chains could get up. But I don't think that's a big truck road. There's also the potential of coming straight through here if you can weave away through the trees. But I think it's probably better, safer, to just go around there. So, unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to leave that for the next episode. Leave it on a cliffhanger, which wasn't intentional, but shenanigans were had. Hope you enjoyed it. It wasn't intentional, but I think it's quite funny, and hopefully you do too. If you're a massive twin steer fan, then you won't think it's funny. I know that. But I think it's funny, and hopefully most of you do. So I'm going to have to leave this episode here. Timing wise, that's as much as I can cram in. And next episode, we'll focus on getting the cabins done, because that's the contract main objective. And then I'll have a think separately about getting this back on its wheels and out of here safely. Maybe a Zix rescue job, but I've got to think about fuel, right? So next episode, I will have to do fuel. I'll have to do something with fuel, which probably means another Michigan run. And bring the Paystar through. I'm not done in Big Salmon Peak, but I probably will bring fuel through to Flooded Foothills first, and then see if there's any left to take back for the logging and other things that need to be done. But all of that's for the next episode. So thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. In the meantime, thanks and goodbye.